Okay, and we are live. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Just a small word from me then before we go into Kabbalat Shabbat. A little idea which I was really quite fascinated by, but from a rabbi in America called Ephraim Goldberg, who told over the following idea. This week's Parshat, we see Avram sitting outside his tent, having just been circumcised. He's in a lot of pain. It's the third day since his bris. He's 99 years old. And Hashem makes it extremely hot. Why does he make it extremely hot? So that he can be, so that everyone is staying away and not traveling around, and he doesn't need to offer them hospitality. But as we know in the story, Abraham picks up his eyes and he sees three men from a distance. As the story will go on to tell us, it's actually three angels, three malachim, and one of them is coming to tell him that he is going to soon have a child called Yitzchak. But here's the amazing thing. We know the story, and we know that these were three angels. What's incredible is the fact that there is a source in the Zohar, there's a piece in the Zohar, the Kabbalah, which says that when he lifted up his eyes, the three men that he saw were Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Now, isn't that strange? Right? The verse says, Vayisa Einav, that he lifted up his eyes, Vayar, and he saw, V'hinei shlosha anashim nitzavim alav, and there were three people who had gathered in front of him. And the Zohar tells us that one is Abraham, one is Yitzchak, and one is Yaakov, which is wild, because he is Abraham, Yitzchak hasn't been born yet, and Yaakov is not even a twinkle in his mother's eye yet. So what is the Zohar even talking about? So there's a rabbi called Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berditchev, known as the Kedushas Levi, who says as follows, that Avraham was in pain from his bris. He had every reason not to have to do anything. If anything, he should have been on the receiving end of the chesed. He should have been having the meal rotas. He should have been having the challahs and the phone calls from the community. And instead, he's going out of his way to do things for other people. And what the Zohar is trying to bring out is that the three people that he was seeing in front of him were the future descendants, the people that he knew were going to come from him, that were going to be impacted by his actions. You see, when we have a choice of what to do, we're not just making those choices in isolation. We have to take into consideration the repercussions of what we do. We have to take into consideration that from us eventually will come more and more generations who are going to be impacted, who are going to be affected by the decisions that we make. We don't just do things in isolation. Every big decision that we make has a knock-on effect. Every example that we set, every bit of effort, every ounce of effort that we put into the important things in life will have a knock-on effect to the children and the descendants that come after us. It's so easy and it's so tempting to take the easy way out. But Abraham was appreciating that there's so much at stake, even when he is in pain, even when the going got tough, even when he had to push himself. But therein lies the opportunity that each and every single one of us has. The realization that sometimes when it's hard, to push ourselves that little bit harder sets a good example for the people that are watching us, sets a good example for the people who are following us and following in our footsteps. It can be very easy to take the easy way out and very tempting to take the easy way out. But when we act in those moments and we have family members and friends who are seeing us do that, that is how we become enlightened and loftier versions of ourselves. And that is how we impact those around us when they see what we prioritize, when they see what we're passionate about, when they see what we value. These decisions and these actions are not just done in isolation, but Avraham is teaching us, and the Zohar is teaching us, that actually these things have much wider repercussions. I thought that was an immensely powerful idea, because sometimes we don't realize the value of the things that we do. But when we realize that we are constantly demonstrating be it to our family, be it to our friends, be it even just to ourselves, when we are pushing ourselves that little bit harder to go a bit further than what might be comfortable for us, go a little bit out the comfort zone, that's when we really take huge strides forward. That's when we really make a big impact. And please God, we should be able to do so in great health and great happiness. And with that, all right, let's get ourselves underway with Kabbalat Shabbat, which I'm using the wrong book. In the Green Siddur, it's on page 256, in the Art Scroll on 590, and in the red/maroon Siddur on page 531. We kick things off with